Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the INT Chiaotzu and just how good he is in DBZ Dokkan and 100% in the hidden potential system. So INT Chiaotzu is a free-to-play character. He can be obtained from the 22nd World Tournament DB Story event, and he's pretty good. I think he's a fun unit. I think he's got a lot of interesting concepts and designs, and he's got some cool utility that he brings to the table. I won't say he's insane. He's obviously got free-to-play stats. He's got a hindrance to him in that regard and everything. So there are limitations to him, but I think he is a really fun unit overall, and I think he brings some interesting stuff to the table that you might plan on using. Says the Earthling's lead of 50% is not important. Causes sprint damage to the enemy and greatly lowers defense. What's interesting about him is per extreme class ally on the team, he hits attack and defense of 30%, with a chance of evading 7% up to 35%. Per DB Saga or Earthling's category character on the team, depending on which category has more, he hits attack and defense of 30%, and a chance of evading of 7% up to 35%. These two buffs, the extreme buff and the DB Saga or Earthlings one, are not mutually exclusive. So, for example, you can have him on a team with full extreme Earthlings characters, and he will proc a 70% evasion and the full 30% from each character, so 210%. He also, when there's another DB Saga or Earthlings category ally attacking in the same turn, randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow, and then also gets attacking defense of 100% with damage reduction rate of 40% when attacking, which is really, really insane. So yeah, that could already looking pretty cool. Obviously, on top of that, when attacking with 12 or more key, gets attacking defense of 100%, which is really good. And then starting from the 5th turn from the start of battle, he'll stun all enemies for 1 turn. So he has like that kind of Time Patroller Jocko kind of General Tao into the battlefield and stun all the enemies, which is really, really useful. The 5th turn makes it a bit difficult to use, honestly, because a lot of events, either by the 5th turn, you have nowadays, nullification of stunning, or, for example, like ESBR, generally you don't get to the 5th turn, generally, with ESBR and stuff like that. So it's interesting. It's not necessarily the craziest ability to use. In potential system, I think either crit or evasion. So evasion will just make him incredibly evasive, especially if you build the team the right way. Crit will help him to do some damage, so I would definitely give him a little bit of crit, but I think evasion and crit is probably the best way to go. Additionals don't do much. He greatly lowers defense, which is helpful but not amazing. He's not raising his defense with it or building up anything, so additionals aren't necessary. Link skill-wise, Crane School, Telekinesis, Telepathy, Don Ray, Incredible Adventure, Guidance for Dreambles, and Sharing the Limit, which are all decent links. Nothing too crazy. Decent, but yeah, just links that you're not really going to worry too much about unless you're trying to link them up with a TN or something like that. Active skill-wise, he causes ultimate damage to the enemy, greatly lowers attack and defense 1 turn, and steals their super attack, which is great. DB Saga or Earthlings category allies get attack of 16% and defense of 27% for 1 turn, which is all pretty good. This can be activated when all allies attacking in the same turn are extreme class, or when facing only one enemy from the 5th turn onwards. All of which is really, really, really useful. So I think Chiaotzu is pretty good. Obviously there's situations where he's going to have his evasion disabled, like you're seeing on the screen, and his utility drops drastically. Also, building a team that encompasses both of his passives is quite difficult. Like if you don't have General Tao, or you don't have the TN, the Strength Allah TN, then he can suffer because he doesn't have enough extreme units to really kick in his full passive, and then he's not really running with that full evasion, which dramatically reduces how good he is defensively. It doesn't necessarily mean that he's not usable. He's definitely still usable. He's definitely still very, very solid. But it does mean that he's very limited in team building. It's the kind of unit that you can use on specific teams to great effect, but outside of those teams, you'd have to really kind of build around him to really make him look good. But overall, a fun little unit. So yeah, cool.